I was distressed when you got the driving suspended charge in May. You weren't supposed to be driving. And I was even more distressed with this new case with extremely high blood alcohol level. You're on a felony bond, you're on pretrial services, which you're not complying with the conditions of pretrial services, one of which is you're not supposed to drink any alcohol. This is file number 24669SD, People versus Carter Trail. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Luke Hofsinger. You're charged with operating with a high blood alcohol level and possession of firearm under the influence. Those charges were dismissed and you pled to operating while intoxicated. The matter was set for sentencing here this morning. Matt Huff is here. He's prepared the screening report. You had several arraignments this morning. Did you see Judge Pattison at 9:30?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
In fact, I thought you'd be in jail. He was not very happy and was trying to revoke your bond last week, Friday. But it's not as simple as that. Your new charge is operating with a suspended license, a seatbelt ticket, and then there's more coming up. Did he deal with a new case too?
No.
Well, I might as well save you a trip. I guess that other one doesn't have a date yet. At any rate,
set for July.
it is.
I spoke with Jenny last week.
This is a bad set of facts. Very high blood alcohol level. The defendant was acting very irrationally. And then in the meantime, you got a driving suspended where you weren't supposed to be driving in May. And you got another drunk driving arrest in earlier the month of June with a very high blood alcohol level, and you were driving suspended again. And you've got a felony home invasion pending in circuit court, and you have one here. So we're very distressed about this new high blood alcohol drinking driving arrest where you actually got released from custody because the prosecutor didn't file a formal complaint. Mr. Knopfinger, what would you like me to know?
Judge, I know many things have happened since last here. Mr. Trail entered the plea, which he's been very cooperative throughout the process, I'll say. I do represent Mr. Trail in the pending felony that is upstairs. He is on pretrial release with Melissa Bliss. As far as I can tell, he's been compliant there. Having discussed it with Matt, I think that Mr. Trail should be considered for sobriety court. I think when he entered the plea in this case, at that point, he was nearly eligible or close to. But now I'm convinced that he, is eligible and should be considered for the program. Certainly the court can't consider that now. Hopefully the court will consider it here in the future. I did want to make note of a couple things in the report, if I may. The sentencing guidelines, and we've gone over the recommendation. But I would ask the court to consider the sentencing guidelines, which I don't believe would justify the recommendation. I understand the court can deviate. What I was going to propose to the court is that either the court delays sentencing today so that this case can be rolled into a sobriety court sentence with his high BAC case. I think clearly, given the facts of not only this case, but then of the other case, I don't know how familiar the court is with that case.
A brand new one?
The brand new one.
Not much,
Okay.
other than I was quite distressed when I learned of it.
Yeah, Judge. And I will say his BAC was very high in that case too. I don't think that there's been a blood alcohol test or anything, but it was by some reports 0.4. So I think from Mr. Trail's perspective, I think it's clear that alcoholism is a condition that he suffers from. It's an addiction. It's a disease. And so from that, I'd ask the court to consider either delaying the sentencing today so that he can be assessed for sobriety court and this can be rolled into the other case. I've spoken with Mr. Trail about the requirements of sobriety court. I'd ask the court to consider that. And then also, if it declines not to consider the sentencing guidelines as they are. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Trails, anything you want to tell me?
I got an addiction problem.
Yes, that's apparent. I was distressed when you got the driving suspended charge in May. You weren't supposed to be driving. And I was even more distressed with this new case with extremely high blood alcohol level. You're on a felony bond, you're on pretrial services, which you're not complying with the conditions of pretrial services. One of which is you're not supposed to drink any alcohol. They took you to the, which occurred in March, because your blood alcohol was 346. They're required to take you at 0.32. You said you had a 12 ounce Coors Light. You also had a gun in the car.
I didn't have
No, Judge.
No.
All right.
I don't mean to interrupt, but this has
Oh,
been
he was
some-
alleged. Yeah, that was part of it. And he was very disoriented. I agree with Mr. Nossinger. You need sobriety court. I think you could greatly benefit from it. And we'll explore that on the next case. I'm gonna order 93 days jail, credit 1. You are a danger to yourself and to society. And they were scrambling to get you back into custody after you were reluctant. I'm not sure, but after you were released. You're gonna kill yourself or you're gonna kill somebody else or both. I'm gonna hold on to you and then we'll discuss sobriety court in this next case. You have 92 days in jail. I'm gonna waive everything but the crime victims' rights fee and the state minimum fee of $125. You can go with the officer. I think a long period of forced sobriety will help us get off to a good start.
Yeah. I got a waltz in the back.
What's the main charge, Anderson?
What?
The main charge that it's on.
Operating while intoxicated, first offense.
She's in a Tahoe, is it something?